Here are 3 delicious marinades that everyone should know how to make. This first one is what I like to call an all-purpose marinade. This one covers all the bases. I'm going to start with some aromatics. In this case, I'm just going to use onions and garlic. For my acid, I'm using a combination of lemon juice and red wine vinegar and Dijon mustard. We're getting a little salty with some Worcestershire and soy sauce. I like both. Really, I just stand at the fridge when I'm making my marinades and just dump everything into a Ziploc bag with the door open. This is one of our top-rated recipes on Allrecipes. One thing it did not have in it was something sweet, so I'm going to make it my own just a little bit by adding a little honey, stirring in my oil, and then a good crack of black pepper. So this marinade today, I'm gonna marinate pork tenderloin, just some basic chicken breast, and also portobello mushrooms. It's gonna be absolutely delicious. I love using plastic bags when it comes to marinating, because cleanup is easy, but also I feel like it does a better job of submerging the food. This is also a great idea for meal prep. You can marinate your meats and then freeze them in the marinade just like this, and then when they come out, thaw and throw them on the grill. Genius! You've gone through the trouble of making this delicious, flavorful combination. Now put it to work. This is something I really love to do the night before, or at least the morning of, but at least give it a couple good hours. You can tell by the looks of it that it's not bland. It's not just like pale in color. It's juicy, it's caramelized on the outside. That's what we want. And this all-purpose marinade, of course, it was created for steak, but it's good, obviously, on anything. I'm excited to dig into this mushroom right here. This is a marinade you definitely need to keep in your back pocket. The second marinade I have for you is what I call a tough meat marinade. This is a carne asada marinade, but again, it will work on any tough cut of meat. Today I'm marinating skirt steak because skirt steak has become super popular. This marinated and grilled makes the most delicious tacos ever. This marinade is heavily seasoned with lots of spices and chilies. Because tough cuts of meat are generally a little less expensive, you need to impart a little more flavor in them. So I like to do that by adding a little extra acid. Generally speaking, you want to do about 3 parts oil to 1 part acid, or at least half and half, no more than that, because the acid can actually break down the meat and cause it to just turn into mush. If you're marinating something like seafood, it can actually cook it. You've heard of ceviche? That's not what we're trying to do with the marinade. This is definitely one you want to let marinate for a good while. A good rule of thumb here is the tougher the meat, the longer the marinating process. Got our juicy skirt steak. This is going to make the most delicious tacos. Because this meat's a little tough on its own, we want to cut it against the grain and see if that marinade made it nice and tender. Oh yeah, cuts like butter. Just pulls apart. It is so tender. It definitely worked. You can immediately taste all that citrus juice kind of burst in your mouth. This marinade is a definite must try. I like to serve it right inside a taco, a little squeeze of lime, perfection. This final marinade is a creamy marinade that's perfect for tenderizing and flavor boosting. This is a basic yogurt marinade for chicken. This would also work very well on pork. The acid here is in the yogurt, but also in combination with some lemon juice. The tang and the acid in these products will help tenderize while also creating natural browning and impart so much flavor. My aromatics here are, of course, garlic, but also salt and pepper and a little herbes de Provence and paprika. My fat here will be olive oil, and then the sweetness also comes from the yogurt as well, so that's gonna help in that browning. You can just tell by looking at this that it's gonna have so much flavor. This is another good one to marinate in the bag, but I'm just gonna have it in here and roll it all around. I'm gonna get it all cooked up and show you what delicious looks like. I'm telling you, the yogurt marinade delivers this caramelization like no other. This is gonna be your new secret weapon at your next barbecue. All these little crusty bits, that's what you want. It is juicy. Not a plain protein in sight. These marinades are so easy and delicious. I hope you'll try one for your next dinner. And when it comes to mastering the marinades, you can cook that. It's fun to play with your food.